Hey guys, so Richard here, and we're going to be kind of trying out some new videos. So for this one, we're going to be talking about the match that my friend Tanner Pickleball and I played, Tanner Tomasi, whatever, just played against world number one Ben Johns and Andrei Daescu. So I'm going to kind of be going through, breaking down some of these matches. I've gotten some requests for this, and I kind of love talking pickle and watching film anyway, so let me know what you guys think, and yeah, so we're just going to get right into it. So Tanner and I qualified, played a first round, and then got to play Ben Johns and Andre in their first match. So they were definitely a little shaky, and this is Tanner and I's third time playing, so it was a lot of fun. But yeah, with that, we'll just kind of hop into the match breakdown. So we get started here. So Ben and Andre are serving.
Game one.
Tanner and I had some patterns we were going to look at, so I'll kind of highlight them as we as they come up.
0-0-2.
Yeah. So right away, really big return from Tanner. Something we wanted to focus on was serving and returning big
0-0-1.
to neutralize their drive and crash, which we know they can do pretty well. Nice. Yeah, really good counter from Ben there. So something, Ben and Andre do really well is Andre would slide a lot to the right and Ben would get really big in the middle. Makes it very, they almost like kind of suffocate you. So something Tanner and I kind of focus on is trying to get that ball behind Ben when we can. So right away, kind of identity stuff. So Tanner and I were looking to kind of find points like that. Long, grindy points up at the net. I think Tanner and I both like the roll and the slice dink, and we were looking for a lot of flicks. So like that kind of point is exactly what Tanner and I's game plan was coming in, and we wanted to reduce a lot of the transition errors. So we figured if we could play a lot of points like that, we'd be in a pretty good shape. So starting here with a couple of side outs back and forth, and then we'll see what happens next.
Second serve.
Definitely Ben and Andre weren't as clean as they were the rest of the tournament, which I kind of think is to be expected for their first match, so we tried to take advantage of that as much as we could. So again, back-to-back missed thirds. That might be the only time the whole tournament they missed two third shot drops in a row. Big serve from Tanner. So again, big serves, big returns, big drives, and dropping the fifth was kind of Tanner and I's idea. Getting to net as much as possible was kind of our big focus here. Really aggressive. So Ben, super aggressive slice dink whenever anything's up like that. Really bites. I tried to make an adjustment. You'll see me miss a couple more of those throughout the match, so that stinks. Again, big serve, big drive from Tanner. Great reset. Yeah, Tanner's midcourt resets were pretty unreal this game. If you watch the match, Tanner misses almost zero from the midcourt, which is definitely a big advantage.
That one,
yeah, so in the beginning of this game, you can kind of see Tanner and I both getting a little antsy. So he pulled one off the bounce, I pulled one off the bounce. We were trying not to pull too much off the bounce, knowing that Ben and Andre are good at letting balls go, and they do a good job covering the easy spots. So we knew it would be pretty hard to find like free points like that. I think we pull maybe 6 times off the bounce and we win 1 of them.
Errors from Johns and Daescu, resulting in the first point of this match, but they have the ball back.
Pretty good return, good volley. Wow, great reset from Ben. Better decision by me, not just speeding up the ball. Nice, Richard.
Gosh.
Yeah, good hands. Again, that's kind of the point we want to play for sure. Some of the stuff I noticed big time is if you watch Ben in this match, he does such a great job sliding into the middle of the court. And that puts a lot of pressure, makes it really hard to find his forehand. So like in that last hand fight, he took a big step. His right foot is on the midline. Makes it really hard for me to get that ball to his forehand because his backhand's just so dominating in the middle. It's a good drop, good decision.
Introducing Skechers.
Another
Second
focus for
serve.
me was
Okay,
trying
there's
not to go
that Ben
too many
John style
wide
of
slice
play,
dinks in a row with
cross-court
Ben. That's why I
dinks.
kind of went middle
Dink
there.
to death,
Ben
that
is
term is
known,
Two, one,
I've
two.
seen enough of him to
It
know
worked.
that he
I
loves
have
that shot. So that's not a pattern I want to sit in all day. So I wanted to try to find ways to kind of get out of that. So I tried to use middle a lot.
Ben Johns,
Good hands.
not quite ready for that last angle there,
I get
but
pretty
Andrei
lucky
Daescu
there.
so
If you look at this
impressive,
right
able to
there,
get
yeah,
low,
this
get
next
high
one,
with his large
that ball
frame.
was not how I wanted to hit it, but I kind of just hit a spaz volley,
1-2-1.
so sometimes that works. Great serve. Tanner with a great drive. We get up there. Yeah, great percentages. So, like, in the beginning of this game here, we're doing a really good job getting up to net,
That
just
was
making a few
just
easy
right.
errors. But again, we're
Again,
executing
so
the game plan
difficult to control your
like
dinks,
pretty well
especially
here.
when the
We're
rally
sticking to the
lasts a long
patterns.
time.
So I think we just needed to up our execution a little bit.
That one
Side out.
falls
And then,
short.
right as I say that, I missed the
Right
drop
though.
into the net. So that definitely was not part of the game plan, but definitely some of
So
those
now
errors
we've
are
got
going to
2-1-1.
creep in.
2-1 on the first serve.
Good deep return. Good choice. Yeah,
That
great reset from
backhand
Ben.
flick off Ben
Yeah, that's
Johns
tough ball.
again. If that
So
dink sails
another
just
thing
a
is
little too
something
high,
Tanner and I
hangs a
tried to do throughout the
little
match, which
too
we did okay,
long in
was
the air. Ben
concede
is
the
gonna
net.
do
And what I
just
mean by
what
that
he
is you'll
3-1-1.
see when Ben and
You're not gonna
Andre
know how
hit
to
a good
react.
third shot, Tanner and I don't want to force a fourth. So like this is a good example. See how Tanner just dinks that ball? In the past, I think we've both gone for a little too much on those points, and they've caused us some errors.
Fault.
Ooh, foot fault from me,
Right
not
foot.
good.
Foot fault
Point.
called, and that's unfortunate.
Let's take a look.
because
Was
I
that a
like
good
they were
call?
getting Andrei Daescu involved.
Yep,
So
right
for
on
any
the
of those
line.
new
The refs are
players, you
usually right,
cannot cross
unfortunately.
that
1-1-1.
pigeon line
But yeah,
unless the
so
ball bounces in
if
the
they hit a
kitchen.
really good
You cannot
third, we
hit
were
the
trying to
ball
focus
while your
on
feet are
just
in the
getting
kitchen
that
or
ball. So
cross
again,
that
here's
line.
another example. Yeah, so not like ripping that and giving them anything
Nice
easy,
Second serve.
angle
just
there.
going for like a nice easy
Just
ball and
catches
setting
Ben
it up. When
Johns
that ball's
leaning-
higher like
leaning the
that one
wrong
was,
way.
definitely try to create that angle like that, put the ball away. They were both very solid in transition, was definitely a big thing I noticed. So
That one's
again, this was kind of the story of the
5-1.
first game. So we call a timeout there, but to me, the story of the first game was us setting up points really well, like that one. Tanner finding the right ball to attack, or me. We both did it a bunch, and then we just maybe were a little excited, a little antsy, whatever, and we were going long. So something we talked about, we just called a timeout there, is keep taking the same shots. Let's just try to take a little bit off them. There you go.
Point.
So I missed the return long.
That
But
one goes
that's kind of in the
long
budget. Like we
off
said,
of
big returns. I
Richard's
think I just got a little
paddle.
tight, opened the paddle face. So I don't think we miss any more returns, but that one stinks, obviously. Good choice by Tanner. Concede. Yeah, exactly. So going with that softball rather than giving an easy error.
Just not
So that was another
looking
thing,
at
so
the-
we'll back that up real quick. So you can see right here, right there. So you can see Ben's hit this ball and Tanner's already opened forehand, and I've opened forehand as well. So this is something we talked about after this for both of us. So if Andre went to attack, I should sit backhand because we have the lefty-righty. Tanner can sit backhand on this ball, and I can just cover the middle. So this is the only time I think we have this confusion. So Tanner and I both sit on the middle, and Ben goes down the line, and Tanner exactly.
just not
But
looking
after
at
this,
the
we
right
make that
angle
little
for that
adjustment. I
one.
think we
Comes
just
up,
talked about it
rides
right
ball a
there.
little bit.
And after that, next
Can't
time Ben
contain
goes
it.
to that spot,
That's
Tanner's
the
all
dink.
over it. I think
7-1-2.
it's in the
Once
next
again.
game. Better return. Good ball. Yeah, that's a heavy slice, man. Handled it a little better that time. Yeah.
There we go.
So, again,
Side
we're
out.
moving it
Able to
around.
capitalize
Hand
on that
fights were
fire
good.
fight off Andrei
I
Daescu's
kind of saw what he was
paddle.
doing
Once
there
again,
and
we're
tried to
getting into this
slide.
dinks, and the second anyone decides to leave it up, someone's going to speed it up, and Ben
1-7-1.
Johns was the one to leave it up that time. Richard getting the capitalization.
Point.
That one
Also,
sails.
these announcers
So
were
we get
very
another
nice,
point on the
but
board for the
they called me
32-7-1.
Richard. Not really sure where that came from. Richard is the name. Thought it was. I've never had anyone call me that, but maybe they thought I was French. I'm not really sure. Yeah. So.
I was
Second
surprised
serve.
that didn't have a little more pace on it off of Andrei
Yeah, Andre kind
Daescu's
of,
paddle.
I think
Maybe
was
he is
late
too.
and
He's
kind of
kinda
chipped it.
smiling
I
about
thought he was going to
Maybe
whip
that
it,
off-speed
and I
is
was
what
very
got
early on
Richard a
that
little
ball.
mixed up.
So that was definitely my mistake. Great drive by Tanner. Awesome drop. The other shot Ben does so well, so many people can hit the ball inside out, but something you'll see consistently is Ben coming over to the middle and going back behind Tanner. That's a very tough shot. I have not seen many people do that.
Ben John switches up the direction
And
of the
I'm
dink
telling
battle.
Tanner here, my
Tanner
bad. I was sitting on that backhand and I just
then
completely
we're
whiffed
gonna
the ball.
keep
So,
Richard honest there, and
Richard,
he sure
yeah.
did.
7-2-1.
So again, nothing really crazy in this first game, just a lot of errors from us. I think I ATP here and Tanner, yeah. So again, stuff we've talked about, Tanner and I just both doing a little too much, so I got to come back and cover my side there. That way Tanner can cover the cross court. But we haven't played anybody that's hit that ball, so it's kind of hard for us to cover that shot when we've never seen it before.
And put it where he wants it.
Nice return.
That one's short for Ben Johns. Again, kind of an uncharacteristic error there. Usually his drops are picture perfect.
Good start for them for sure. I wouldn't say they're playing the cleanest pickleball, honestly. I just think we're not playing very clean. So I think in game 2, it's funny. I think everyone kind of cleans it up. Good ATP, great reset by Tanner.
Oh,
and then
man,
again, so like, I think this is the 4th or 5th ball that counted. Tanner's all over that and just overcooked it. The one before I was on and I completely whiffed. So just, I don't know if it's excitement, nerves, I don't really know. We didn't, neither of us really felt that nervous. Maybe it was just we were a little off, but definitely made a couple errors in the beginning that we normally don't make. Great shots by Tanner there. So again, you can see how when I hit that backhand, Ben didn't try to hit a forehand. He slid into the middle of the court.
Oh, Ben just out of reach there a little bit. So we
2-9-1.
got a side out here. The 32 seed gets another chance to get some points on the board.
Great drive by Tan. Great drop. Yeah. So again, just another picture-perfect transition from Tanner there. And there was the backhand through the middle. Again, if we back that up there, you can see Andrei. This was something I was noticing. So you can see bang. So right there, Andrei's still moving. So I kept seeing that before I would hit the two-way, Andrei's already moving line. So Ben just has so much court to cover. So like when I speed this ball up, definitely the only thing I'm really thinking about is keeping it close to Andrei's left shoulder. That way Ben can't get it, which I did a pretty good job at here. Ben didn't really adjust to it. But again, it's a shot where I think they're conceding it. I don't think Ben's really upset about it. Andrei asked Ben after that point, mine or yours, and Ben was like, I got it. It's just not something that's there a lot. Ben just hit that ball very wide, and I was pretty set. I don't think that occurs the rest of the match. So that's kind of why I don't think they're really worried about it. It's not something that's happening all the time. Ben does a pretty good job moving his dinks around and keeping you guessing, so it's not super easy to get set like that on the ball.
On the second serve.
Great job by Tanner. Yeah, great dinks by Tan here. Yeah. So again, that was pretty good. Again, though, speed up off the bounce. That one was pretty good. He was pretty deceptive. And let's take another look at that. I think I'm pretty. Let's see. I opened forehand, covered pretty well, but then see. So there's my mistake. So if you're watching, right after we hit that first forehand counter, we should be neutral. And you can see I opened back up early, which is why I'm a little late on the backhand. I still got a pretty good look at it, and I just hit it into the net. But if I had stayed neutral, it would have been an easy put away for me. And you can see how Ben, as soon as he counters, slides into the middle again. So if I do make this ball, he's prepared to hit another backhand. So, you know, we're all kind of working on the same stuff, sliding into that backhand.
Brief little firefight before it's finished.
9-3-1.
Back over to the 1 seed.
Good dink. Yeah, in the beginning of the game, Andrei was definitely letting some of those balls bounce deep. Good look at the earning.
Any opportunity?
Yeah, nice.
Wow, that was an impressive
Again, so that's
point.
two
Andrei
pretty good
Daescu
speed ups off the
moving
bounce, I would say.
backwards
I would
as
just
he's
say this next
participating
ball,
in that
right?
firefight and still
Yeah.
able to get
Probably
the
should have
ball
reset that second
forward
ball.
trajectory
Andrei got that ball pretty
in a lot of
low, and
pace.
I attacked it, which probably was the mistake there.
Doesn't
Second
quite
serve.
have
By me
with
there.
that
Game
one.
point.
Still on game point though, and Andrei will serve.
Tough on those shoulder
10-3
balls.
on
Though.
the
These
second.
guys get so much pace and spin on the ball. You don't really see it on TV, but it's heavy. Good return. You really have to you got to hit through the ball. You can't baby it. So again, 5, 6 balls to put
That's
that one
what
away.
they need to do.
Right,
That's
so just
what
getting a lot of,
Richard
they always
and
get a
Tanner
paddle on the
need
ball.
to do.
It's just tough, right? So I think I hit pretty
They
good
need to
shots
keep
there,
him
and
on
they
the
just got
back
every
line
ball back
in that
really
way.
well.
Not let him get up to the kitchen and dink, because they will win that battle. If they can keep him on the back line, they have way more of a chance to get some points on the board. If they've just got the side out here, so 3-10 on the first serve.
Short serve there for me. Definitely need more depth than that if we're going to create some pressure. Yeah,
Great
Tanner
hands up to that
net.
point again.
So these are kind of the tough balls for
overexcited.
lefty-righties. So let's take another look at that. So take a look at where this ball lands right here. So again, it's like right between Tanner and I. So it's really tough for us to like figure out exactly who has this. It's more of a feel thing, partnership to partnership. So I kind of thought it was my ball. So you can see I opened and Tanner opened. So you can see both of us are really on this ball. And I think we hit each other's paddle, which is why that ball was long. Tanner says he was on it, so you know next time I think I think whoever like when those really middle balls, you just have to kind of talk to your partner before and figure out who's going to cover what, because it's kind of hard. Yeah,
that one is wide off Ben John, so they will get another point on the board here.
Again, that's great pressure from Tanner there, right? So I hit a pretty good drop there, but Tanner's pressure is what gets us that point. Oh, yeah. So again, I'd probably count 5 or 6 balls like that, where I think we're in the right position, hitting the right shot. Like I think that's good. There was a pretty good drop. I got in. I had a really good look at the counter, and I just hit the tape. So I don't really think there's anything crazy going on there. I just think that was just another miss ball. I think I missed right here in the net. Yeah. So again, just a heavy slice from Ben. I think that's kind of like the pressure ball from him.
At the very least, just involve Andrei in the dink battles.
So good drive by me. Tanner drops. Awesome. And we're up. And Ben went for a little too much. He didn't concede line, and Tanner gets a free point. You don't get too many of those from Ben and Andrei. Usually they make the best decision there. That one was just a little bit high from him. Great drive from Tanner. I leave that ball. Not sure what I was thinking. As soon as I did, I was like, this ball's 6 inches in.
Alongside him.
If I was somebody else, I
you always start on the
needed a hook
serve
there.
before the
Unfortunately,
game, so Andrei
I don't
will
really
get
do
it.
that. It's a great drive from Ben. Good volley from Tanner. Yeah, bad
This is
ball
what
by
they
me.
need to do.
Yeah, so I kind of gave that away. I tried to do something fancy and hit like a short angle rather than just.
They have the right
hit a
idea.
normal ball.
Just need to execute it, not make errors.
1-1-1.
So crazy, because that ball, I don't
know.
know. Someone let me know in the comment section, but I'm like 90% sure this ball's out. So like I didn't see it, and I asked Tanner, and he said it was in, but I just think he didn't see it either. To me, that ball's out. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I feel like that ball's out, but you can see Tanner and I never even looked, and I think we both just kind of assumed it was in. And obviously, Ben and Andrei aren't going to tell us. So we definitely should have asked the refs, but we did not.
The middle once again.
Yeah, I asked him right there, and he said in, and I don't think either of us really got a clean look at it. So,
so now
you know,
we have got
definitely something for the future. If we can't see it, we should definitely ask the refs.
2-1 on the first serve.
Good return. Great ball by Tan. Good ball by. Little confusion from them there. So there's not a ton of that, but there is a little. And Tan does a better job, actually. So we'll back this up just so you guys can see it.
Second serve.
Let's see if they
Defending in a
replay.
little bit of
So you can see, so look where Tanner's standing now. So this is a much better spot where if like Andrei tries to go cross, Tanner can get there. The first time he was almost at the sideline, which I think is why Andrei was able to sneak that like return behind him. So great adjustment by Tanner to slide over and cover this. And again, Andrei makes us hit 2 extra balls. They do it every time. You know, the putaways are hard to do.
Again, so amazing with how quickly he moves his long
Great serve
frame.
by Ben. Misses the drive. Thank you, Ben.
Unforced error there from Ben. Gonna keep rolling.
So yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely,
1-2
I think
on the
Tanner and
first
I
serve,
definitely
side
learned a
out.
lot.
1-2-1.
I think we're right there. It's a lot of fun, and we definitely want to keep working on it. So short serve by me. So again, here we go, getting into this is what Tanner and I tried to call. We call it the grind, right? So Again, so this is something he told me after.
Great
Not a
serve.
bad
That
speed up,
speed
but
up
again,
battle
off the
is just
bounce, just not what we're
so
looking for.
hard to win
But again,
against
the
Ben
idea
Johns.
of
I
the
don't
grind,
think it's
right?
the
Just
right
getting up
tactic. You
there
could
and
get
just kind of
lucky,
like
but I mean,
working for it.
I would try to keep
So
him
throughout
as
this
far
game,
back
that's
as
something
possible for
we
as
continue
long as
trying to work
possible.
on.
And, or
So
there
good
you
pressure
go,
by me
involve
there, great
Andrei
drop by
too, you know,
Tanner.
keep that ball
So
away if you're
another
dinking
point.
from
So
Ben.
2-2. Good start to the game
He's-
here. Few easy
Two, two,
errors,
two.
but a lot of good looks. Good drive.
Side out.
Screw reset. That might be the
Drop
one
shot doesn't
reset
quite
Tanner
make it over,
misses.
so ball will
His
go
reset's
back
2-2-1.
over, but we
clean
are
all day.
tied.
Great serve by Andrei. Yeah, when you go to Ben's backhand, he is just happy to slice and get up. So again, that whole idea of just he knows a high percentage, so he uses it. He does it really well. I'm not sure he missed more than one backhand slice dink.
Ben Johns.
Second
is
So I
the
tried to find that
trajectory he
middle
wants.
roll
A little
in
bit
the
of
second
a
game.
spin on that.
I think I have some pretty good success using that. I think the reason for that is Ben is always looking hard for that like backhand roll. So I think he may be sometimes a little bit slow to get to that middle ball, which is why I think when I was able to get the roll with some good spin, it kind of was an awkward shot for him to hit.
That last ball, maybe he wasn't quite
2-2-2.
expecting, so we're still tied up.
Good return. Great shot from Tan. Yeah, Ben just closes really well, doesn't do too much, just gets up to net. So look where he's standing, right? Like Ben's literally straddling the midline there. So he's taunting Tanner to go in front of him.
Oh, good
Point.
eye
So
from
again,
Ben
same
Johns
speed
on
up I hit
that.
in the first game.
Rashard,
Not a bad
good
speed up. I
return
think I
on
had
that
Ben
serve
maybe.
receive
It looks like
initially. Here we
maybe he's
go.
just
There's
letting it go though. It's just too
Ben
much.
playing some
It's a shot I hit
dodgeball
a
there,
lot,
watching
usually
that ball
pretty
sail
good.
off the
For
back
whatever
line.
reason, the
3-2-2.
ball,
You're
the
getting
day,
some
the
good
wind,
angles
the
here. Again, just
excitement,
trying to keep him away
just
from
kind
that
of
kitchen line.
flung it long. Again, not part of our game
yeah,
plan
every
though, which is
time.
kind of why I was maybe a
Backhand,
little
if it's up
frustrated at the
high,
time. Right?
Ben
If we talk
Johns is
about
gonna
not speeding
punish
up
you
off
for
the
it.
bounce, I don't really want to do that. So
4-2-2.
Up in the
good
air,
attack
nice
by
little
Ben
jump.
there. The solo shake and bake. Again, right to the backhand slice dink. That was pretty consistent the whole match. And so there it is, right? So that was the point
out.
earlier
Kinda
where
gets him on
Tanner
the
kind of
off-speed there.
opened
That
to
was
guess.
a little bit
This time he just
less
sits backhand, I
pace
sit
maybe
middle.
than Ben
That's
was
kind of like
expecting.
our idea there.
So the ball will go
So,
back over to
good
the
side
32
out, 2-4,
seed,
not bad, not
Rashard
too much
and
damage.
Tanner. They'll try to build up
2-4-1.
at least a tie, maybe a lead here.
Good drive.
Good angle.
Leave that one up a little bit.
But
Great
he'll get
volley.
you
Second
right
serve.
back.
By Ben. That's a tough ball.
Leaning
That's
toward
really
the
good
middle,
hands.
he's gonna get you on
Tanner's
the
backhand
outside
punch
there.
is elite. Like such good speed
Second
on it.
serve.
I just left him in kind of a lurch there. That's a tough ball for him to win. Great return by Ben. Good job by Tanner. Yeah, great. And now we're into the grind, right? So this is kind of where Tanner and I wanted to live in this match. Yeah, that ball from Ben, that inside in is crazy.
There we go. Finally,
Kind
a
of found the
speed up
flick. That's a
battle
good
that is
ball.
won by the 32
Yeah, we liked our
seed.
patterns
And
out of the air.
they're
I think
trying to get
with these
Andrei
paddles too,
involved.
there's a
I
lot of
think that Ben
power.
is just
So when you
stepping
can
over
find
to the
attacks
right.
out of the air, no matter how fast people's hands are, I think a lot of times you can catch people off guard. You know, like you
3-4-2.
don't have to move your wrist a lot to create that power. So to be able to create a lot of power with not a lot of swing is very hard for people to deal with. Great reset. Great reset. Oh, and I miss it.
That
Set
one
out.
just not enough on it to get over the net, but I'm sure
I
if
think
it
I was
did,
trying to
Ben
lob that.
would have been
Obviously,
right
it was
on
not a
top
very
of
good
it.
lob, considering it didn't even make it to
So
their
the
kitchen.
ball goes back
but,
over to the 1 seed
I
here.
think that was the
Only
idea
leading by
there.
1.
Good serve from Andrei. Yeah, so actually, I'll pause real quick. That's actually next time we see it. I'll pause it. We see it a lot.
Point.
Just short.
Talk about it now. So you'll notice Ben does it. I do it. A lot of guys on the left are starting to do this shot where, in the past, right, when there was a deep dink, everyone would just slice it out of the air. The problem is, like, if I see your like wrist break up like this, I know that you're not going to attack this ball, right? So I know it's just a dink. Now, instead, like I hit there, I lay my wrist out. So you can't really tell if I'm going to flick it, roll it, or dink it. So you're kind of hitting like almost a little roll top spin dink with your backhand. I really like this ball.
Again, trying to get Andrei involved in those stinking battles. I commend
5-3-1.
that.
Great serve from Andrei. Yeah, Andrei doesn't have the fastest serve, but he has a serve with like some of the most spin. When he started using that proton paddle, he so again same spot.
Second
And
serve.
once they got that
When
point,
Andrei switched to the
I
proton
thought they
paddle,
would
he gets so
keep
much
Ben off
spin
that
on the
kitchen
ball.
line. He was kind of
He
going
kind
away.
of just
I thought they tried
lays
to
it
back
up,
him up,
but like
but
with
they
a lot of
actually drew
spin.
him
So
back
sometimes
in.
with these Vulcans,
Maybe Ben was
especially, it gets
expecting
a
that too
really
and wasn't
weird
quite ready
bounce.
for it.
So yeah, no, his serve
Again,
definitely wasn't the
another
easiest.
similar error from Ben, so the ball goes back over to the 32
Couple easy
seed.
errors again.
3 to 5.
The ball was a little bit quick, I would say, but it was slowing down as this match went on. The day was getting pretty hot, so Tanner and I play with the Franklin a lot, so this ball was definitely quick for us the whole time, but I think by this point we had been playing with it for about a week, so we were definitely much more used to it. Yeah, I missed it. I don't have enough time to get all the way
And
around,
that
and
will
I end
short
up
for Richard.
not hitting a good
So
ball.
we'll go to the
I
second
think Tanner
serve.
tells me the same thing after that. He's just like, hey, like it's fine if
3-5-2.
we leave it up a little bit. It's not a big problem. So we were definitely working on that for sure. So that's a great drop by Tanner, right? Puts a little more height on the ball. That's just really good by him. Yeah, that inside in from Ben, man, is elite. Yeah, so
Trying
again,
to
another
keep
speed
Ben
up off the
honest on
bounce,
all of
those
unsuccessful. So,
angles, being
you know,
able
that
to
was a common
switch
theme
well.
for us. I
He's
do think
honest, and
Tan
he's
hit a good
honestly
ball
really
here.
good.
It's just Ben
So
had a good
he's gonna
cover. So
go
again,
and
kind of
give
sticking to that
you
game
on an
plan was
angle
something
that you're not
we
leaning
kind of
toward.
worked on.
5-3-1.
And I think we both kind of strayed a little bit in this match. Probably just because like nerves and I think not nerves, excitement more than anything.
That one
Like
just
I know
no net
Tanner and I
left.
talked about like we were really
Good
excited for the
swans on
opportunity
that.
and we were excited
Goes
like we felt like we were
off,
playing
out of
well.
bounds,
So I think like when we saw
off the
opportunities, we
net.
tried to like
So we
seize
got
them
the
a little
second
too
serve.
much. Good drive from Ben, handled it pretty well. Great roll, Tanner.
Wow.
So again, Ben controlling that. We get lucky there. But again,
The
Ben doing
Ernie
a really good
attempt.
job. I mean,
Point
look,
is
wrong.
I mean,
For on.
look, right foot completely across the midline taking this ball. That's just like
Very
a
on.
lot
Ball
of
is out.
coverage.
See that again.
And
Excuse
then
me.
again, now look where Ben is. He's straddling the midline, allowing Andrei to. So that's what I kind
Side
of
out.
mean. Right? Andre made
Not the angle he was
a
expecting.
couple
it coming
errors
to,
maybe,
so.
but just
he
not a lot
just
because I think
puts
like,
it
Ben
wide.
does such a good job controlling.
So
the
again,
court.
that catch up a little bit.
3-5-1.
So here we go. We get this ball back. Pretty good drop. Yeah, good shot by Ben.
Wow,
Um,
beautiful
yeah.
angle.
I go a little
Ben,
too wide with
Thomas,
the
I think
reset
that's
here, and I
about
give him the
as sharp
angle.
as you can get.
And again, you can see, so because he Ernie's, my weight goes right first, and then I'm a little
3-5-2.
late to go
You
left.
got the Ernie
So just
there,
a really
jumped
good
over
angle
that
from
kitchen.
him on that. Definitely a highlight reel shot by Ben there.
Once again,
Great
off the
job by
neck, we're unlucky.
Tanner, getting us that 4th point.
Happens to
Just
everybody.
thinking, moving around, making Ben. So him going behind Ben was something he tried to do more in the second game because
4-5-2.
Ben was playing middle so hard,
4-5.
which I think was a great
They've
job by
decreased the
Tanner.
lead.
Great reset, cross court by Tanner.
Oh man.
Again,
Side out.
routine
Again,
dinks.
they're trying to get
We
Andre
both
involved,
missed a
that
few.
involved
We
her.
definitely made some on
Just
forced
unable
errors,
to
but
get
I
that
don't think
one
that's a
5-4-1.
huge deal. There weren't that many of them by us or them, so that I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, so I win that, but it is a foot fault. I wish it wasn't,
to his
but you
left.
can see right, I'll
Correction.
pause it for you guys.
Correctly.
Right when I turn, see I land here on the line. I land on the line.
Just
So,
not
4-1.
right.
definitely a
left.
foot fault. Good return. Good flicks by him. Yeah, Ben definitely looking to create offense out of the air. That's kind of his game, and he does a good job. Andre
That
mixes
one
in his speed
makes
up down
it
the line
in
first
for
time all
Andre
game. So you can kind of
Daescu.
see
Let's
so you can
see
kind
it
of see
here.
right here. So I take my paddle back, like I was ready to hit it. But also, again, if you think about the court, when the ball gets really wide, it becomes very hard to tell. Like, so he hits this ball, and where it is right now, if you look at the screen, it's out. So I have to judge whether I think that ball is going to come back in or stay out. And here I decided I thought it was out, and I was very
wonderful
wrong.
angle.
Not
Just
very
catch
wrong. It was
that
probably
back.
like 2 inches in.
7-4-1.
So that's just kind of something that, like, you know, I made a wrong call there. That's just a good shot by Andre. It's a good counter by me, but Ben again with a great drop. And they get up. Yeah, good transition percentage. That's definitely a huge takeaway from this match. So that's that shot we were talking about earlier, right? Oh, I'll let this point finish.
Oh, man.
So that's that
Second
shot we
serve.
were talking about, where rather than
Glad
slicing
for
that out of the
Tanner
air,
and
I
Richard
just
to have gotten that
changed
point
direction
because
with
to have
a
such
like a
hard
hard
angle,
roll. So I did
doing
use
the
a
right
little
thing,
bit of
keeping
risk
Ben
there,
toes back and
but
then
not
Ben
too much.
able to still get to it must be so frustrating.
Great drop by Ben. Good angle by me. Great attack, Tanner.
Up high, up high, up high. Out.
Yeah.
Side
So
out.
really good by Tan
Another
there,
side out
creating
here,
that
so
pressure on Ben
if you
with
look
like
at
a
scoreline
good
from
roll to
last
his
game,
backhand.
32
4-7-1.
seed was unable to pass 4, so we'll see if they can get any more points on the board here.
Let's see if we can get some more points, I hope.
The correct angle.
So here we go. So that was 5, and then
That
Tanner
one.
with a great drive. And
Point.
again,
Sails.
with these new partnerships,
So
if you're
we
playing a
have
new
already
partnership, I
exceeded
always recommend
and
testing
gotten the
middle.
lead.
So again, Tanner does a good
Just
job
not the
here. You
correct
can see
angle.
he drives right between them, and they both reach. So they're just hitting each other's paddles, which is kind of why that
That
ball
one.
gets sent.
Point.
So that's
Sails.
just Tanner
So
finding a
we
good
have
spot,
already
and also they were
exceeded
switching, right?
and
So
gotten the lead
switching,
down to
partnership, finding the middle,
6-7
all those
still
kind
on
of
the first
factors
serve
for the
leading to
32
middle
seed.
being a dangerous area. Great drive. Little lucky on the net cord, but it was a good job getting big. And you can see Tanner. We'll laugh at it in a
6-7-1.
second. Watch. So this happens sometimes. We call this like the I formation. So you can see here, once I go in front and I'm taking the ball, watch Tanner goes from right to left, back to right. So he's kind of like running around back and forth, trying to stay in the
Richard
right spot.
attacking there.
So that's always very funny. The I formation doesn't happen a ton, but when it does, it's pretty funny to watch.
Seven, 7-1.
So that's a great run, and we got there on 1, but those are good points by us. Great drive by me. Tanner with a great drop. We knew we had Ben on right here where he's not super comfortable, so great reset. We get up. Awesome job. Good counter by me. Yeah, so again, just that kind of routine error, maybe going for a little too much from me there. I think I tried to like hit like a really tricky dink rather than just keep the rally going. So again, that's kind of like a big takeaway for me, not doing too much in these moments, which I know is something I have to work on.
I think the
Pretty
crowd's
good
really
serve.
enjoying this one.
Good
So
drive. Unfortunate net cord. Yeah, we got unfortunate twice here at the end of the game, which kind of stinks because I'm not sure
They've
Ben
been
and
able
Andrei
to
really need a
keep
lot of
him
luck.
honest a little bit here.
But
Some
they definitely had a
uncharacteristic
little here at
errors
the
too
end, but that's just how
from
pickleball
Johns
goes sometimes. So
and
I tell
Daescu.
Tanner, let's shake it off and move
yeah, I
on.
think first round matches for Ben
7, 7-1.
kind of gets out the
Pretty good return. Good handle by Tanner.
airs.
The jitters.
Yeah, he's got a lot of focus, but he's playing so many matches throughout the
Yeah,
day.
see,
Second
actually, so
serve.
something I want to talk about here is the left side player, right? When
he's got
Ben comes
a lot of
across,
focus.
watch my footwork. So see, so I start moving towards the edge of the court. And once I realize Ben's going to speed up right here, I actually take a step back. So I stay, right? So I'm staying in the middle of the court. This is so I can hit a backhand. So you can see Tanner and I are creating what I would think of as a wall, right? So Tanner's forehand comes all the way to my hip, and then my backhand covers my body. So really the only spot Ben could attack effectively here is maybe behind me, but again, you run out of court really quickly when you go from the middle on the angle, which I think is why he doesn't go there. So again, if he hits that ball, I think Tanner and I have a good chance to hit a pretty good counter on that. So I think as a lefty-righty team, you're really able to create that wall in the middle of the court. It makes it very hard to attack, for other teams to attack out of the middle.
So many
Ben
matches
actually hits the
throughout
tape
day.
there, so we
Second
don't
serve.
actually get to see what would have
Especially in those
happened.
first
But
couple rounds,
Tanner and I were pretty
that's
okay
where you
with
wanna
not
get
having to see.
Totally. And the 32 seed
7,
making a pretty
7-2.
good run here. Still tied up.
Great return by Tanner. Yeah, awesome stuff.
Great.
So Tanner just
Right
keeps
out.
that volley down, right? I think Ben was expecting him to go for a little more, and he just kind of blocks it down. Like, that's awesome. And then, just puts it away. Really clean from Tanner there.
Yeah, I know Richard from
7,
previous
7-1.
tournaments. I don't know Tanner as well. I know him personally, but I don't know his game as well.
Point.
Oh, again, uncharacteristic from Ben Johns there.
Pretty aggressive
Also
serve.
probably a little odd to
8,
get
7-1.
Daescu on the right here.
Yeah.
He's the left side guy.
So they leave Andrei on the left again.
So they've switched
Pretty
that.
good drop. Yeah, great.
That
That's
one-
it. So again, right? So a team like this, we know. So I think a good way to think about it, right, is if a team is stacking one way and you can get them to stop stacking, you obviously have them doing something they don't want to do. So obviously that's a good thing. But the other thing is, I told Tanner this before this point, right? Be careful. So when a team's in a situation like this, they're a lot more likely to pull quickly. This is because Ben's not as comfortable on the right, if I'm guessing, and so both players are probably more likely to try and end the point. So I think sometimes teams get caught off guard when you're playing a team like this because they may hit an unexpected attack.
Point.
lands
So we get a good lead
in.
here, and they do a good job.
They
They
thought
call a
that was
timeout.
sailing, and that was able to sneak in, and we've got fans that are really
Yeah, I wish they
cheering
hadn't
on
called
this
the timeout
Daescu
here. So I think
here.
Tanner and I definitely a little bit of excitement there, and I
And
think here we make a
Roscoe is
few
able to
more
see because
errors.
he is quite
So again, this is the
tall.
exact same pattern from earlier. So the return happens. I try to run around it when I'm unstacking, and I don't get all the way around, and I
I am
hit
not
the
able
tape.
to see, so I'm relying
So
on our
super
Second serve.
unfortunate.
Correction.
Again,
Timeout.
definitely my takeaway is
So
when
we're
I'm
at a
switching
side
there,
out here.
trying to go with the two-hander or the
Oh,
slice
second
rather
serve,
than try to run
excuse
around
me.
it because it's just so hard to get there,
9-7-2.
especially if the opponent hits a good return. Tanner drives here and just, again, just an easy.
Oh.
So again, we hit two balls on the
errors
tape,
lead to giving the
and
ball
I
back
think
to
they were the right
Ponce
balls.
there.
I just think,
It's really hard to close against
you know,
these guys.
unfortunate errors. I think that is what it
7-9-1.
is. So let's see what happens
Serves
here.
there. 32
Good return by
seats.
me. Great volley by Tan. Yeah, Ben didn't attack that. Interesting.
Seems like they're targeting Tanner a little bit more.
Yeah, so they kind of seem to like this pattern a little bit, which we were fine with. I
unable
mean,
to
Tanner's a wall at net,
participate
so
in that
like you can
firefight
see
the
there,
way
his
he
hands are
wanted to.
awesome. And so again, so you can see here, Tanner sits in backhand, and you can see I'm pretty neutral. So again, we're kind of creating, again, that idea of the wall, where Tanner's here, and then I cover everything else. So it makes it very hard for Ben to find a spot here, and I don't even think he was trying to. I think he was going to attack. This is, in my opinion, this looks like he was going to attack, saw Tanner ready, decided to try and dink it, and just left it up. And then
7-9-2.
Tanner ends up attacking.
Standing up a little
So
too tall.
I kind of think, I think we kind of made him do a little something he didn't want to do, which is good. Again, that inside in for Ben, very good. Yeah, so that's just kind of an unfortunate ball. I think that's a good ball by me. I had gone middle a couple times, so I went behind Ben, and he kind of just hits like
Really
a
good flick from
really good stab
8-9-2.
volley. I think the best players in the world are just able to make those balls sometimes. So I think that's just hats off to him. That's a good ball. And again, the right shot by Tan. He's creating an angle, hitting a good shot, forcing Ben to probably hit a really tough next ball. And we just hit the tape. So again, here, right, so I think 4 errors, right, so we lose 4 points here. So I miss a third in the net, which I haven't been doing. Tanner misses a reset in the net, which he hasn't been doing. Then I hit a flick that I think is a pretty good ball, and Ben hits a really good shank reset onto the line, and they end up winning, right? And then Tanner hits a good return. I hit a good return. Tanner sets up perfectly, and it clips the tape, right? So 4 points in a row, something just doesn't go our way, right? So in my opinion, watching this again, it's not anything spectacular. Right? So people ask like what happened or whatever. So in my opinion, it's not really anything spectacular that happened. Maybe our level dropped 10% and their level stayed the same or went up a little bit, and that's the difference. So we made a couple easy errors, and in these last 4 points, they just haven't made any errors. Nothing crazy here. So Tanner and I are going to do our best to kind of battle back here. Good flick. Good poke by Tan.
Definitely targeting Tomas.
Yeah, really good ball from Tanner. Aggressive cut dink. Really good stuff. Again, they were okay with being in that pattern, and I don't think Tanner and I were really trying to force any one pattern. So if they wanted to like go there, I was telling Tanner, I was like, hey, stay in that pattern if you like it, and then look for the flicks, and I'll kind of help you out in the middle. So I think we did a pretty good job with that here, and so now we have a good look here. So it's 9-9-1. We get 2 more serves here. Let's see what happens. Pretty good serve. I keep that third up. Yeah. Again, so another error, but I think a good decision. I hit a good third. I put a little more height on it, and I get a good look at the reset and I clip the tape. So, unfortunate, but and then here, yeah. So there we had a little bit of a miscommunication. I missed the reset, so I should probably go middle with that. Also, Tanner, I think I got a little confused. I thought it kind of looked, and this is kind of like the stuff. Again, we haven't had this all game, but right as I drive, you could see Tanner kind of goes forward to poach and opens. So I kind of take a step back there. And so that's kind of like the little stuff. We're pretty good teammates to each other, so it definitely made this whole thing a lot of fun. So definitely gonna work on that. So now they get the ball back.
Great the whole match. I think this is really just a high pressure.
Good poach from
situation.
Tan. Really good drop from Ben. Pretty good by me.
They go targeting Andrei again.
Tanner running around some forehands. Love that from him. So for all the lefties out there, we'll talk about it after this point. Yeah, ball a little up from Tan, but you know it's a long rally. Just a good point from Ben. But for all the lefties out there, I think because you're almost always playing with a righty, I think running around that forehand. My friend Pablo Tejas, he does it as well as anybody. It just creates a lot of pressure because like as a person in front of a lefty, you know when they run around it, they could pull it at your body, they can go through the middle, or they can dink it inside out. So having all three directions makes it pretty hard to defend. So I think for lefties, mixing that into your game provides a lot of value and not a lot of risk, right? Because the risk of like a righty doing it for me, right, if I do it a lot, is if I'm running around, I'm pulling myself off the court. If I have like a righty partner, he may have to cover a lot of court with his backhand. For you lefties, though, you pretty much always have a righty partner to like come in and help you out in the middle. So if you run around the ball a little bit and leave a lot of space in the middle, it's kind of fine. So I do think running around that ball for lefties, it's a lot of value and not a lot of risk. So anytime we can provide value to our game without being super risky, I think it's a great idea, and I think this is one of those examples. So Tanner's been adding it to his game, and I think it's really tough on opponents to kind of deal with. So now they have 2 match points here. So let's see how we
Match
battle.
point.
Good
Hopefully
at
well.
using his reach.
Yeah.
Match point here.
10-9-1.
Great return by Tanner. Really good dink. Again, the inside out forehand there, really good. Good by Tanner again. Little high for me. Tanner, just awesome stuff.
Wow.
So let's just take a look at that. So again, so I leave it up, and again, we kind of create that wall. Tanner does a great job. He covers even outside of his body. But again, you can see like where I'm standing. So the only real spot Ben could have hit like a perfect winner would have been behind me, which is tough. And then we do a good job. So when this ball lands, I come back backhand. So now we create that wall the other way, right? So I'm covering my body and Tanner's in the middle, and he goes middle, Tanner's all over it. And now we flip again, right? So look, so this is kind of like, this is one of those fun things. So Tanner was here and I was forehand. Then we flipped, and now we flipped back. So Tanner's backhand and I'm forehand, and then it kind of floated.
Wow,
so it's just a
Tanner
put away
able to
ball.
kinda take some of the
Which was
trajectory
really
off
good
that
by
ball, absorb it,
Tanner going
kinda
backhand,
get it to
forehand,
be a little bit
backhand.
slower
Yeah,
there.
so really good.
And then if
So here we go, our
10-9-2.
second match point
Reset
here.
there from Tanner. Richard left one high for him.
So funny, I know that kind of looked awkward. Let's take a look at what happened here. So this is one of those like self-awareness things. So I play pretty close to the kitchen. I actually called for 2 kitchen faults. I know about it. So for anyone that thinks it's like an accident, it's not. I'm trying to use a lot of reach, and I know I'll get called once in a while, but I think it's it's a trade-off I make. But you can see here, so I go to take this out of the air, and right there you can see my left toe is on the kitchen line. So I realized this, and that's why I back up. So right as I was about to hit it, I realized. So I back up, let the ball bounce so that I don't get that kitchen fault and lose us the match here. So it does end up being an awkward shot, but because he didn't roll it and he sliced it, I was able to kind of still get it back. So sometimes weird stuff like that happens. I got lucky there. Deep dink from Tan there. So yeah, Tan leaves it up. And again, let's take a look. My guess is it's exactly the same as what we've seen all game. So let's see. Tanner goes there. So my paddle's pretty neutral. Tanner's paddle's pretty neutral. And then right as Ben hits, so I go, once I see that he's not going cross, so you can see where I'm standing, right? We're creating that wall. Tanner's on the backhand, I'm on the middle, and we're sitting on that shot, right? So Tanner hits that ball behind Ben, right on the line. I think they challenge it, and it ends up being in, but it was close. You can see, actually, this is a good view. So look, so there was that wall. So there's really tough ball from that height. Ben really doesn't have anywhere to go. So he does try to sneak it down the line, and it almost works, right? So Tanner just kind of just catches the edge there. So we get the ball back here at 9-10-1. Pretty big serve by me. Pretty good drive. A little high. I back up. Good stuff. That's a good point. A little high, and there's the second ball. So right at 7-7, we got unlucky with that neck cord that rolled over, and then here I think we create. So again, Tanner on the backhand, me on the forehand. I think Tanner's on that ball, but not a whole lot he can do when it hits the net. So that's unfortunate. But
how he uses length like that.
so here again, so Tanner hits a good drive, nothing crazy. You can see I'm staying back. We want to make sure we get up. We're not worried about the shake and bake as much. and Ben just kind of
That
floats it
one
wide. So,
Point.
So we are tied up, Roscoe, in game 2.
so we get the
10 to
tens
10.
here.
A lot of random errors by
10-10-2.
Ben and Andrei right now.
So good drive by me. Tan leaves that a little up. And
gets a
again,
good
so
Side out.
just like I said before about how Tanner stepped in front on that one ball and kind of confused me, here I do something pretty confusing. I don't know why I did this. So like we had talked about, when one of us drives, we take a look on the reset and look if it's good. You can see here, look, so before Tanner's even hit it, so he hasn't even hit it yet, and I'm already moving in. I moved my left foot, I moved my right foot. I can't tell if this ball is good yet, and now I'm all the way in the midcourt. So Tanner leaves the ball a little up, which isn't a problem if I'm in the right spot back, but because I crept up into the midcourt, now Ben's able to really target me, and he hits it right at my right foot, and I make an error, right? I just stay back like our game plan had talked about. That's not a problem. So that's kind of a
Gets a good
silly
angle.
error by
Shoe
me
shiner. Can't dig it
at a
out.
very unfortunate time. So that's definitely
So,
something to
again,
take
we-
away
it's
for
win
me
by
in
2
transition. Just
here,
again,
so the
teeny
score
bit
needs to
slower,
be
not
12 to
rushing
10
is
10-10-1.
if the one
going to
seed's
make
gonna
all the
win it
difference.
here
So
on
now
this
they get the ball
possession.
back at 10-10-1. Good dinks by Tan. Good.
Target
A little bit high. Oh, yeah.
Just a little
Point.
overexcited.
I was
Tanner.
on
Match
it
point.
and I missed it. So Tan's ball actually isn't. So again, we create that wall, right? So again, Ben goes right into it. And I think, Ben's playing the pattern here. It's worked the last couple times, so he goes back to it. Tanner covers line. I cover middle. But you can see, look how far back my paddle is behind me. That's the problem here. So what ends up happening is if I take a short swing, so, right, think about this like, so what I would say is if my paddle never comes behind my shoulder, I could never miss this ball wide, right? Because if my paddle's pointed forward, the ball can only go forward, or if I'm early cross, which is great. But as soon as I take the paddle behind me, now the paddle face is pointed towards the sideline. So if I don't have enough time, and obviously I misjudged it here, so Ben hits this ball harder than I think, so I end up being late. And the problem is if you cover middle and you're late on a ball like this, exactly like this, I missed this ball a good friggin' 6 feet wide.
11-10-1.
Again, a little bit of excitement. I tried to crush it. I didn't need to. And then good job by Tan. Great resets by them. Let's see what we do here. So they make a good adjustment from earlier on this point and right on this next ball, I believe. Right after this one. So bang. So instead of standing still and hitting the ball, he slides. So look where he moves. So his whole body moves this way. If he's up on the line, I think his timing, he's a little harder to time up, something like that. But now by giving himself a teeny bit of space, I hit that low ball, he slides and bangs a winner through the
Point
middle.
game match.
So,
Ben stepping over to take the dinks,
and there it
then
is.
Andrei just able to.
So just kind of an error
Finish it
by me
off
there. I think
pop.
kind of talking about some of the key themes there, right? So at the net, pretty good. Tanner and I have worked pretty hard on that part of our game. I think we dinked the ball pretty aggressively, created a lot of opportunities. The things that I look at is clean, right? So this wasn't even their cleanest match for sure, but not a lot of errors in transition, not going for too much. So Ben Johns, 0 speed ups off the bounce that whole match. That's definitely something that we saw. Andrei, maybe 2 speed ups off the bounce, right? So I still think speed ups off the bounce when the dinking's this aggressive, right? Is Tanner and I using the 2E and all the aggressive dinks, I'm not sure the speed ups off the bounce are really as important as a lot of people think they are. And another takeaway is the transition game, right? So Tanner and I talked about this. Big serves, big returns gave us a lot of value. So we definitely want to keep ripping and hit them even bigger than we did this game. And then I think the drive drop is kind of the future. So we had pretty good success, and at the end we strayed away from it a little bit. But in the future, we're definitely looking to drive and drop a lot, because driving the ball gets you that easy fifth and you can just drop it and come in. Nothing crazy, nothing like, we're not trying to hit a perfect drive winner or anything, but hitting a good hard drive and then dropping that next ball gave us a lot of value throughout this match. So that's definitely some of the stuff we're taking forward. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, comments. I'm definitely going to do some more of this. I love talking pickle. Happy to talk with anyone about it. If there's any other matches you guys would like me to do, I'm happy to do them. I'll definitely continue to do some of my matches if I have some other fun ones. I've gotten this question a lot. I am going to be playing a lot with Tanner in the future. We love playing together. We get to practice together. I'm actually in Tanner's studio right now. Yeah, he's awesome. We're having a lot of fun. We loved this tournament. I love playing with Tan. He's a great partner, and definitely excited to play more with him, and hoping to have more fun matches like this, and next time hopefully come out on top. So thank you guys. Please hit that subscribe button. I have lots more content coming. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of them, all same handle, Richard Pickleball. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week.